Alright, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to start this lesson off by giving all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to all the brothers who are fervently pushing the word in sincerity and in faith, and Shalom to all the sincere believers. Now, this lesson is going to be based on a 3.5 magnitude earthquake that hit Saratoga Springs. So, through the Spirit, I'm going to read this article, get some precepts, and Lord's will, you're edified. Just preliminary data shows a 3.5 magnitude earthquake hit Utah County Thursday afternoon. The quake hit about 12:53 p.m. The epicenter of the rumble happened about 4 miles west-northwest of Saratoga Springs, and the depth of the quake was estimated to be about 3.4 miles, according to information from the University of Utah seismograph website. Says the U.S. Geological Survey's website shows the quake was initially rated a 3.4 magnitude before it was increased to 3.5. Kate Millward was on the 5th floor of an office building in Lehigh when she felt the quake. She said it was obvious an earthquake was occurring, but it wasn't intense enough for anything in the office to move. The mild shaking lasted about 10 seconds, she said. Definitely the most intense one I've ever felt, she said. Hallie Jenks was also working in one-story office building near Center Street in Lehigh when she felt the quake. It felt like someone hit the building, she said. Caitlin Reese, who works at the same office, said she was inside her car on a lunch break at the time of the rumble. Said it felt like someone pushed up against my car, she said. University of Utah seismograph station said the quake was widely felt across the Wasatch Front. They added that since 1981, their seismologists have located 70 magnitude 2 or greater earthquakes within 15 miles of the epicenter of Thursday's earthquake, the largest being a 4.2 magnitude earthquake more than 30 years ago on March 16, 1992. Exactly 2 weeks ago, people from Logan to Provo reported feeling an earthquake on January 22nd. The epicenter of this 4.7 magnitude earthquake was about 25 miles south of Evanston, Wyoming, according to the United States Geological Survey. Officials in both Lehigh and Saratoga Springs said as of Thursday, no damage was reported within their cities. Emily Morton, a research scientist with the University of Utah seismograph station, said the quake was northwest of Lehigh and Saratoga Springs, about 7 kilometers deep, which is pretty average, but people as far north as Davis County also felt it. It was felt pretty extensively, just looking at all the reports across the valley, as far north as Layton and as far south as Payson. While residents in northwest Utah County seemed to feel it the most, more than 2,500 people reached out to KSL saying they felt a rumble and a shake. Then my dogs started freaking out, and next thing I know, my house was shaking, and I was like, oh boy, said Chris, who called KSL from Saratoga Springs. Said, I've been through a few quakes before here in Utah, including the big 5.7 one that happened in Salt Lake a few years ago, and this fell right along those lines. Some wondered if Thursday's quake was linked to a 4.7 magnitude quake that struck 2 weeks ago, but Morton said the two tremors were on different fault lines. Morton explained that smaller aftershocks could be possible, but they do not anticipate anything else of that magnitude. Said there's always a small chance that this could lead to a bigger earthquake in the same fault system. the Wasatch Fault System, but chances are it'll probably be a couple small aftershocks. Yeah, but nonetheless, these earthquakes are the Lord visiting. And these earthquakes are going to happen more frequently. And the magnitude of them is going to increase. Isaiah 29:6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder, and with earthquake, and great noise, with storm and tempest, and the flame of devouring fire. And that's what the Lord has been doing, sending out these earthquakes. And while they may not be, that high of a magnitude, it still scares people. It still shakes people up. And that's what the Lord is going to be doing a lot of in these last days, shaking people up and scaring them through his judgments. Matthew 24:7. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, and pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places. And when you look up the definition of diverse, it means many or multiple. And there are earthquakes that happen, all throughout California, and other parts of America as well, and then other parts of the world, different countries, you know. So there are definitely earthquakes happening in many and in multiple places. Just as the scriptures said that there would be. 2nd Ezra 9:1. 144. Wa Yahweh Shem Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh Shem Yahushai. 2nd Ezra 9:1. He answered me then and said, Measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest part of the signs past, which I have told thee before. Verse 2, then shalt thou understand that it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Verse 3, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, and if you take a look at what's going on throughout the world, these two things are very relevant. There's a lot of earthquakes happening and uproars of the people in the form of protests happening all over the world within these different countries. Verse 4, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Verse 5, for like as all that is made in the world hath a beginning and an end, and the end is manifest. Verse 6, even so the times also of the highest have plain beginnings in wonder, and powerful works, and endings in effects and signs. And everything that's happening in this world, the storms and tempests, the fires, the earthquakes, the volcano eruptions, the protests, the violence, all of this is powerful works and effects and signs from the Lord. He's showing you what time and season we're in. And we are not in a time of peace. We are in a time of judgment, in a time of violence, in a time of chaos, in a time of war. We are living in the last days. And like it says in 2 Timothy 3:1, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. When you look up the definition of perilous, it means full of danger or risk. And with everything that's going on all throughout the world, it's safe to say that we're definitely in the last days. There's nothing but danger and risk and hazards taking place. Violence and people getting wounded and killed, and just all around judgment taking place. People are talking about how they want things to go back to the way they were like 10, 15 years ago. But that's never going to happen. Things are only going to get progressively worse throughout the world, especially here in America, aka Babylon the Great, the most wicked, unholy place on this planet. And those of us of the hopeful elect who want this wicked place destroyed, we look forward to every bit of judgment that the Lord is going to unleash upon this wicked place. And I'm sure all the sincere brothers and sisters who are scattered throughout the world, who, want wherever they are, whatever captivity they're in, whatever wicked country they're stuck in, I bet they're hoping for some judgment upon that wicked place too. Because we're oppressed everywhere we go, everywhere we are. But the Lord is about to free us from that oppression. He's going to free us from that captivity. But that freedom is going to happen after a lot of destruction and death and chaos happens in this world. So for all you sincere brothers and sisters, just continue to watch, because the Lord has a lot more in store for this place. So with that, I'm going to wrap it up here. In closing, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakwadash, the Wadi Yahweh Bahashim Yahweh Shai, for putting His Spirit on me to do this lesson. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Honors to our brothers who are still fervently preaching the word in sincerity and in faith. And shalom to all the sincere believers. I hope you all stay strong, stay safe, stay fervent, stay circumspect, stay prayed up, and Adawan Ratazah, which means the Lord's will. Until next time, shalom.